Welcome to World Sports News with Ernie. Behind the desk is your co host, Ernie. And on top of the desk is his best friend. Ernie calls him the rubber ducky. The rest of us on Sports News Review call him Felix. Alrighty, Ernie. It's been over a week since we did the last edition of World Sports News with Ernie. Well, Ernie, today's show we'll have surfing, darts, snooker, and team handball. But Ernie, before we do the first sporting event, I will put the video recording on pause so I can change the board. Alrighty, Ernie. We've got our first sporting event up, and it's darts. Ernie, this is the one we've been waiting for all year. Well, I know you like to watch any darts. Ernie, once again, I always get that story I, where Ernie likes to, drive to the edge of town even, and whatever local town you could, through Canada, United States of America, you go through your edge of your town, and it's by the industrial area, you could say, and there's a small bar, you could say, and well, Ernie would, as we're driving there, he's like, "Hey, let's go inside there. It says dart tournament." Yeah, I'm like, "No, Ernie, I don't think we should go in there. We don't. We're that's very adult. And I know we're adults now, but I'm an adult, obviously, and Ernie is not an adult by debuted in 1969. So I say that Ernie is born in 1969, but it's not like, yeah, I'm not. I mean, this is professional darts, Ernie, the best of the best. I mean, uh, Ernie, that's what people like. They want to see the best of the best, Ernie, and this is it, folks. I cannot stress it enough. This is the darts tournament to watch. This is the one. This is the one I've been waiting all year for to say it's the World Championships. I know it's called the PDC World Championship and it's in England, but when it's the World Championship in England from December 11th to January 3rd, if you're a professional dart player, that's like winning Wimbledon in tennis. You want to win this tournament because that's the one that will solidify, as they say, the legacy of a darts career. Oh, you know what, Ernie? I'm gonna try to turn on that blue light. I know it's daytime we're recording in, but I forgot to turn the blue light on here. Let's see. Yeah, I shouldn't turn it on. It looks a lot better. It does look better to turn that light on. That turns as multicolors. It could be red, green, whatever you want, orange, brown, purple. But anyways, white's a little bluish though. Okay, so anyways, Ernie, I'm just trying to say, Ernie, is that yeah, I mean, uh, it's this is the one, folks out there. You like darts, or you just get into darts, or you want to see the Super Bowl of darts, you could say, if you're an American. This is it. Or if around the world you want to see the World Cup of darts, this is the one. This is the tournament. I don't care if someone else says we're the world championship in a couple of months. No, this is the one. This is like Wimbledon. This is like tennis in Wimbledon. If you're an American U.S. Open, if you're an American citizen tennis player, yeah, you want to win the U.S. Open. Yeah, you definitely want to. Like if you win the French and you win the Australian, then you win the Wimbledon. An American tennis player, U.S. citizen, they want to win Wimbledon. I'm sorry, they want to win U.S. Open. No if, ands, or buts. And if you're a dart, like I said, professional dart player, you want to win this tournament. So yeah, I'm so excited. I'm not going to take this, Ernie. I'm not going to change the sport. I know it's like December 11th, January 3rd, but it's currently going, and there's two, of course, the two main. Like, what's going to happen is that Ernie, is that we're gonna keep reporting on darts because Well, there's Luke Littler and Luke Humphreys, and the two main like. Only, I mean, like in the darting world, as I say, Ernie likes all the dart players equally. I do too. They're all good dart players. Yes, they're professionals. Anything can happen. But Ernie, in the world we live in, I'm gonna say the pulse, like the pulse of the fans, like they like, yeah, we'd like to see Luke Littler versus Luke Humphreys, and well, we're gonna have like next week if anything happens, like Luke Littler, he loses or loses a match, or Luke Humphreys loses a match. That's big news. That's big news to the tournament. But the tournament must go on, and there will be a PDC World Champ because that person might be might be a very good darts player, Ernie, and will like well. It's just the way it is, Ernie. I mean, Luke Humphreys has won a few, good tournaments and won the PDC, the World Championship, England, and so and Luke, Luke Humphreys, is well known in the dart world. But Luke Leonard, you know, showing that young people, hey, let's try darts. I mean, I you have to get youth involved, or else like it's just gonna be for folks like me that still want to watch darts in 10 years. Like if I'm still on this earth, Ernie, I mean, I'm pretty old. I'm pretty old, so I don't know. My health could go really down, but yeah, I mean, like I'm trying to, it's trying to. Oh, did I even mention that how long we did in the last episode? I forgot the intro already. I, I did that intro and I don't even. I gotta hear it again. Okay, so anyways, Ernie, I just really wanted to mention that this is the tournament to watch, and well, we're going to put the video recording on pause, Ernie, so I could put up the next sporting event. All right, Ernie. I got the next board up, and it's snooker. And yeah, Ernie, let's okay. This is the Scottish Open. It's going to be in Scotland, December the 15th to the 21st. But Ernie, I just wanted to mention that this one will have results on the next World Sports News with Ernie, the next edition of World Sports News with Ernie, I should say. But Ernie, the big one is coming when the tournament's like near the end of December and beginning of January or February. But like there's like that'll be the snooker tournament. Is snooker now snooker players. If I was like for me, if I was a snooker world class snooker player, I want to win the big championship match that's like with in England, like around January, February. I can't remember exactly when the dates are, but I want to win that tournament. It's like, once again, it's like the Wimbledon, it's like the US Open, the French Open, and the Australian Open. If tennis, tennis is like a good reference to because you got the four major of tennis events. And yeah, if you're a member of that, if you're a citizen of that country, like Australia or France, you want to win that one. Or or if you're not, if you just say you're a New Zealander, yeah, you still want, yeah, you'd like to win those tournaments, but this is this is oh yeah, as far as the Scottish Open goes, once again, we don't really get to put Scotland much because we're going to get World Sports News with Ernie. We don't do soccer. I know we're Sports News Review, and we can do soccer, which we do soccer, as we just do the women's. Like we'll do the women's championship, which we did the live stream. I know it wasn't the best live stream. I wasn't I was not on my A game, Ernie. I kind of didn't have time. I threw I put Christmas Donkey out and he just wanted to watch the game. And then it was pretty low. What do you call that again? Low energy. Yeah, that live stream was low energy for the women's soccer. I gotta apologize for that low energy, Ernie. I know, but well, this one. why are we energized for Scotland? Because we don't, like I said, we don't do soccer. Rarely ever do soccer. Like we're not going to do the major soccer, like the big league in England, and maybe we'll do the final game for the MSL, the Major Soccer League. But if once again, if the Toronto Raptors, sorry, that's for basketball. If the Toronto TFC, I wish they would call them the TSC, uh, TSC, the Toronto Soccer Club, because you know what, we're in Canada, and I don't want to say football because football is football, Ernie, and it's just too confusing. I know they call it the Toronto Football Club just to make it like, ooh, how, like trying to give it some heritage, like it's like in England. But we're soccer. Soccer, soccer, soccer. Sorry to say that, folks. I don't want to. I know there's some fans out there that go, "Why don't we just call it football like in England?" Well, we're not in England. We're in Canada. And if you're a United States citizen, stand up and say, "I'm gonna say soccer because I watch football, and I don't want to confuse the two together. It's football and soccer in this part of the world. When we get to this part of the world, here it is. Let's span the globe for constant variety of sports here. Here it is, folks. Up this side, soccer. Over here, football. They could call it football over here, no problem. The rest of the world, as we spin the globe, they can call it football. No, I don't have a problem with it. But when we say they know what soccer is too, they know that we call soccer. Okay. Okay, so but yeah, we don't. It's one of those things where I don't have enough time to do soccer, anyways, Ernie. But because that's the whole point of doing World Sports News 30 is highlight like the snookers, the darts, the badminton, the chess, even. Yes, chess. Yes, yes, yes. Do I need to spin the globe again? But like what I'm trying to say Ernie, is that yes, if you're U.S. citizen or an a Canadian citizen or even any other citizen around the world, you know, you if you have a soccer team for your high schools, chess is probably more important. Be honestly, chess is more important. And nigga, a lot of folks say chess a sport. Yes, it is. It is. Bernie. I know. I should have called you next time. I'll call you. I won. I won a chess match, and I called myself the chess champion. And well, and then now the person wants to play again, another match, and I said, well, I'll have to defend my title within uh December or January, depending. Okay, and yeah, I mean, Ernie, this time I'll bring Ernie along, and Ernie, if you're not out and about or whatever, if you want to come, I'll go back. We'll play that tournament again, and it's mentally grueling. It's hard. I'd rather run out on the soccer field because it's easier than playing chess. Chess is like the whole idea of soccer and other sporting events, Ernie, that have time. And why so long? Because uh, players make mistakes when they're mentally fatigued. So that's why like I say, well, when it comes to like the chess, a player like me would, well, I call myself a player, I guess, from playing chess, but yeah, I mean, we're mentally fatigued by the time, and it's a sport. Chess is a sport. Snooker is a sport. It's good luck. Try snooker or pool. Eight ball, nine ball. And I know an eight ball is very big because it's a bar for Canada, USA. Eight ball is pretty big. Ernie, I should be looking up the eight ball championships too. Oh my gosh, they probably it's Ernie, and just we still need that board to of what events that I need to cover, and one of them obviously is missing is the as is 8 ball, well, or 9 ball. But a lot of people will know that the 9 ball is the you know 9 ball is the preferred game. But Ernie, Ernie and I, we love to watch an 8 ball championship, and we keep forget. Not Ernie. Ernie just reminds me once in a while, and I forget. And I apologize to Ernie. Ernie's like, "Hey, is the 8 ball tournament coming up?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll look into it." I forget. And there's so many things happening because we are sports news review, and yeah, I mean, so well, like I said, well, we've been on snooker long enough. Just to, what we're gonna do, Ernie, is I'm going to put the video recording on pause so I could put the next board up. Okay, I gotta find the mouse first, Ernie. The wireless mouse, as they say. Okay, there we are. Put the video recording on pause so we can change the board. Alrighty, Ernie. I got our third board up, and it's team handball. To some folks, they say handball, but I'm always like wondering if you say handball and folks don't know the sport of the handball, like the one you see here, where it's pictured the person running with the ball in his hand. Uh, Ernie, it's just you're gonna think that it's that sport where you hit the ball against the wall, or the squash balls they say. Squash is usually, and then the handball part is when you don't use the racket, using the hand against the wall. The same thing against the two players usually alternate and well, this is the sport of handball. And I like to say team handball, just to clarify that it's the one with looks like playing soccer without using the feet, as they say. And well, this is the big tournament for the Euro. Like, I mean, in Europe, if Ernie, it's funny how Europe is up. We show Europe. It's where is it now? Okay, Europe is up here. It's just see where I'm circling. That's Europe, Ernie, and there's Africa. So like, yeah, but anyways, the handball is concentrated over there in Europe. It's like the participants, the sport, and the general interest. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot more interest in that side. And this is a big tournament. It's the January the 15th to February the 1st. And Ernie, the reason I put it up so early is I don't want to miss it because it's the men's EHF, that's the European Handball Federation, the 2026 Euro Championship. Okay, this will be left up for a while, Ernie, because I don't want to forget. That's why I did this one. I don't want to forget. I want to be able to watch it. Oh my gosh, I didn't mention about the television coverage for the other sporting events that we've seen earlier, but they all they're not on YouTube like the way their next event is. They're not on like you just surfing is next, Ernie, and yeah, surfing. You got the WSL with their own YouTube and the WSL YouTube channel. We'll explain that when we get surfing up. But as far as the team handball, it's I'm gonna say just you'll be able to. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to watch highlights on you go to the European Handball Federation. Try the EHF YouTube channel, which we haven't yet, and at least we'll be able to see highlights. That's what we're going to do, Ernie. Said we're going to watch some highlights of the next report of Team Handball, and we'll just do a flow chart of what's happening right now, and it's because it takes a long time to do boards like that's and Ernie, yeah. So I mean, well, I feel good, Ernie, that we didn't we been mentioning the we're mentioning the darts big tournament for the darts, and we're mentioning the team handball. Women's is coming up, Ernie. Not to despair, Ernie. We got the women's coming up after this. It's kind of there's like we'll have something for the summer too, Ernie. We'll have a big tournament for the summer team handball. So after we're gonna have the netball coming up, and yeah, it's too Ernie. It's too early for netball yet. It's coming February. This time at Sports News Review, we're gonna do some more, more research. Look on what's going on with the netball, Australia and England, Australia, and New Zealand. I didn't realize there was New Zealand 5-team league, but still. So we got all three. We got lots of boards to make the scores. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, when we do team handball, it's just it's so tough. There's so many countries into it right now that are in the tournament. It's hard to, like, even just to do the first three initials of a country or whatever you want to do. Like, like whatever you want to do. Like usually, like Australia works fine with AUS, but then you got New Zealand NWZ or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, whatever acronyms we want to use, it takes a lot of time to do all these boards. I gotta work it all out. If I was able to just type, yeah, if I had a bigger studio or anywhere, my secondary laptop, not the one we're using to do sports news review, but a secondary laptop, I could have all the scores up. I can't use. I'm not going to use like their. I'm not going to like to do my own scores. But if it's typed in on a video screen, like I would love to put that the secondary laptop. It would be the screen would be like where this board is now. Um, I'd have a lot of boards. Oh, always back. I don't know what I'd do with all the boards. Then they're good. They're good for like advertising, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know. Let's see that. We'll see this for a second. There, Ernie. That what I'm saying is that we we're gonna yeah if we go digital a digital studio like as in the background digital. I don't have the programming. I don't have editing power, so I don't have the programming to put like the sports up, and that's. Ooh, I'm doing a bad job. What should I block? The sun from Team Handball or the Sports News Review sign? All right, that's Sports News Review. It's the sun doing this during the daytime, the sun, but okay, is it's hard to block. I'm using an umbrella too to block to block the sun. Okay, so in front of the window, the shade's not doing enough. Okay, so with that, Ernie, this is the one is again. We're gonna have this board up till February the 1st. Okay, so this board is not gonna change till February the 1st, and then at February the 1st, well, after February the 1st or whenever the day is, for that we do the next edition that edition in February of World Sports News with Ernie. Yeah, we'll have the final scores. We'll have everything. We'll wrap, as I say, they wrap it up like a present. But yeah, Ernie, it's it's good time now to do our last sporting event. But before that, we'll have to put the video recording on pause so I can change the board. Uh, okay, Ernie, you wonder why don't you just change the board? No, there's so many weird things that happen. Okay, we'll put it this way, folks. If you notice Ernie is in a different position, or if that hand is in a different position, that means I accidentally touched them with the board. And I don't want to show that live, or I drop the board sometimes, or I've only put them up by a clothespin. That's it. They're only hung up by a clothespin against this back wall, which is the dry erase board with that blanket taped on the back of it. Okay, so with that, Ernie, I'm going to put the video recording on pause so I could put the surfing up, which is our last sporting event. All right, Ernie. We got our last sporting event up, and that's surfing. And the world we always reference the World Surf League. And for highlights and live action, WSL YouTube channel, which is the World Surf League YouTube channel. Now, folks out there, first time you ever come on, you're wondering, hey, I think I've seen this board up and over. It hasn't changed. Well, yes, it hasn't changed because this is the one where this we know that if you go on YouTube, you can get the highlights, and if they could, and they'll show live streams on the World Surf League YouTube channel, or you could go directly to the World Surf League .com, which is the World Surf League webpage, their official webpage. But also, but hey, when you click on their video to watch the live event, it goes to YouTube directly. So yeah, either or. You don't have to go on the World Surf League webpage to watch live action. Just go to YouTube and see if the World Surf League has got a live stream happening right now. And yeah, I mean, that's the whole like, it's the fun to watch highlights and fun to watch the live action if you get a chance. Of course, we just strive for the February's at New Zealand or Tahiti's, watching at 10 o'clock at night and seeing it's daytime, and putting it on YouTube app on the television, and then put the World Surf League. So easy. That's why I don't change this board, because it's so easy. Now, Ernie's always wondering, are we giving away surfboards with the Sports News Review on it? No, Ernie, we don't have that kind of budget. I wish we did. I kind of wish we did. I would love to give like a really good surfboard, and just walk up and down the beach and look to see who needs like who needs new gear, and they can't afford it, and they're up and coming and really good at surfing, not just someone that's just going to throw the surfboard around the garage and get it all scratched up and don't care. And they just go out there just because, oh, it's a surfboard, like. But I'm talking like, if Ernie, if someone that's very young, it potentially could be a good surfer, it's like, yeah, I would love to be able to, if I could afford it. I don't have that kind of cash flow. We don't have that kind of budget, Ernie, on Sports News Review, is to give out these nice, really good surfboard. Of course, we'll have to engrave our name on it. That's the whole point. We're trying to, like, I mean, like, I understand. I mean, it's not about getting credit. It's about like, well, the whole point is that like, well, you know, years from now, that person can reference, oh my gosh, I had help from this board. Sports News Review helped me so much in my youth to get, the surfboard out of nowhere. They gave us a surfboard. I mean, I can imagine it's very expensive. These surfboard is probably very expensive, Ernie. So yeah, it would be nice to help people out like that. That they really need it. I mean, but Ernie, with all that, we're going to put the video recording on pause, and we'll put the event that we really want to cover. Oh, Ernie, there it is. The one event that we really want to not miss, which is part of the WSL, which is the World Surf League, the Pipe Pro. It's in Hawaii, US of A, from December the 10th to the 20th. Ernie and I were watching the highlights, and yeah, it was like that picture that says surfing. Yeah, there was some real tubular waves, as they say. Is that the right? I forget the terminology right now, but yeah, I mean, it was very. I was watching highlights of this, and it was exciting. I was all stoked and exciting. So yeah, I mean, well, I'll just say one more time, Ernie. I know Ernie loves to hear the story about the Brady Bunch, and then Felix is like, "Well, wait, I haven't seen it, and I don't want you to give it away. I kind of forgot what you said last time. Yeah, Brady Bunch surfing, good episode. Okay, and I'll get Felix to watch it, and so that way there's no spoiler alert for Felix, and well, Ernie, of course, Ernie and I, we watched it over, and we watched it before. Ernie's watched it. It was on Coast to Coast on ABC back in the day. Oh, I love those days back in the day of watching the aerial television. I don't remember if it was cable or aerial television. If I look at the date and remember I remember the day we got cable, so it could have been just catch it with the antenna. And of course, you got two. If you're in Ontario, you got three good spots to catch aerial television from the U.S. of A. And that's Southern Ontario along the. Like if you're like along like the Lake Erie shoreline. On you got Buffalo, then you got Erie, Pennsylvania, and then you got Detroit, and then up in Sarnia you probably got what's it? I forget. Sault Ste. Marie. Yeah, I mean being in Ontario, you can yeah. I mean it was easy to catch the. With a put the antenna out, then you catch the ABCs, the NBCs, and the CBSs, and whatever local programming shows there is. The PBS is, of course, the Public Broadcasting Service, which is, of course, is the PBS. You know what's funny is we got Ernie here. Well, Ernie doesn't. Ernie still kind of he does a cameo once in a while on the show, but but he's now part of the Sports News Review crew. Okay, so Ernie, I'm just saying like that. This one is the one I didn't want to miss, and that's what. Well, on the next edition of World Sports News with Ernie, we will have results of the surfing, and with all that, Ernie, I'm going to put the video recording on pause so we can, just say our goodbyes. Well, Ernie, that's time we have for the show. And Ernie, I just want to mention that we like our new sign over here, and I like new signs. I like it much better, Ernie. I I tried my best to do those signs with the dry erase board, and here's an example of one. Just showed folks out there, like I did it on a dry erase board like this one. I tried my best, but this looks it was easier. Okay, now Ernie, I want to show you some other ones too. I got besides Ernie, I got the look at this one. Okay, this is coming up next, Ernie, and Ernie knows Ernie. This is coming up next. So the NFL pregame with Coach Coyote. Okay, now and then I got, of course, you can't NFL post game with Coach Coyote. Okay, and then also the new show I did, Ernie. This is gonna look really good, Ernie. Look at this one. This is gonna look. Oh, I got. Oh, it's falling all over the place. Okay, look at this one, Ernie. It's gonna look really good, eh? Talking Bill's X and O show. I mean, okay, now, folks out there, if you go out there and go to like the only place I could go left, Ernie, is to go to the Staples don't do these big ones. The Staples don't do these nice ones like big ones like that. Now, it's busy to go when you go to the okay like the last of the big department stores that we could think of. It's an American based chain. Starts with a W. Okay, and let me just say this: I don't have any affiliation with the W department store that's huge chain across Canada and US of A. And it's W. I don't know if I should say the name or not, but yeah, I mean everybody will know which one I'm talking about. They got their not, generic brands are called great value. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, Ernie, is that the staff there were extremely helpful. The service was awesome, and to get these prints, Ernie, it was quick. I mean, I wanted to bring Ernie along, but you can't. The thing is, I know Ernie and Coach Coyote. Coach Coyote is not, but yeah, even to bring like Sylvester along. Um, the thing is, Ernie. I couldn't, they would, it would be like I would be no, like, oh my gosh, they know it's, like, I would bring Ernie only if we're in a different, I'm in a different, I don't know how what's, whatever city I'm in. I'd have to say Northern Ontario. Now, I mean, extreme. Northern Ontario is very extreme. It's far up north. So that, because I'm in Southern Ontario, and there's a big difference. You look on the map, you see Southern Ontario, the actual Southern Ontario. It is a lot smaller than Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario is larger in area, but as far as population goes, Southern Ontario is Canada practically. It's 60%, more than 60% of Canada lives in Southern Ontario, possibly. I don't know the stats right now. I'm just thinking that way right now because but the thing is that if I go into a department store with Ernie and I get, look, Ernie, look how it turned out. Yeah, then they're gonna know. Hey, wait a minute. Someone's gonna put two and two together, saying, "Hey, I seen that person at the W department store, the big W department store, and now I see that was Ernie." Because you can have a different Ernie. Ernie, there could be another one like you out there, but it depends. Things like that it was that person, and I don't, what I mean, I don't. Yeah, that's what I mean, Ernie. I mean, I know when I came back from and I showed the photos of Ernie's new. Ernie was all like, "Wow, okay, that's different." Ernie likes the personal touch, but Ernie, CEOB Bunny loves this one much more, and I know Ernie just like I don't mind. I don't mind that drawing, the crude drawing with the World Sports News with Ernie, but it was hard to put that board off, Ernie, take the board back on at the end. It was constant. Then I did yeah, I did. I know we switched it up from Ernie's. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna keep that one. I don't. I use it different days, but I mean, when you compare the two together, I mean, it just doesn't. That one, that one, this one is just not the same. I mean, I know Ernie likes this one. I understand Ernie, but yeah, CEOB Bunny said this one. He definitely approved it. There wasn't too bad of a price either. They're a pretty good price for what I'm using it. How long I'm using it for right now? I think it was a good price. So overall, I had a generally good satisfaction. And if you're gonna go there, if you got ideas, not to go, oh, maybe I should get some prints out there. Be forewarned, as they say. If you don't need large prints, then try the Staples because they do the small ones. Like when you see Ernie's picture, that was done at Ernie's picture and the Sports News Review one. Those ones they could do at the kiosk at the Staples. But yeah, this one definitely you need to go to the Big W department store. But the thing is, Ernie, is that it's right now that a lot of people have the same idea. That's what I'm saying. If you don't need these big ones, you can go there real quick to Staples because you're gonna be waiting in line. There's lineups at the self-serve photo kiosk, and it's understandable because everybody has the same idea at the same time. And I mean, oh, photos, and they become addictive. Like I wasn't even gonna do some. Like I wasn't even gonna do a couple of them or anyway. It was so addictive. I did World Sports News with Ernie, and then I did NFL pregame, and then and then I went back and I said, wait a minute. I did X and O's. Either way, I went back. I went back and said, oh, I gotta get more. I went and got more. And I was so addicted to it. Yeah, I could get addicted to that. It's I w- it's I can't. I guess I could. Ernie, if it was Sports News Review was chartered as a business, I could have used it as a business expense. But you know what? Since I'm not monetized, I don't get anything. I don't get donations and all that. I don't mind I don't mind spending all that money on pictures because they just make they just makes it so easy. I can't believe how easy it is with just just like this, the way it is now. Everything's working really good in the studio right now, Ernie. And it's funny how we got NFL pregame today, Ernie. So we're going to upload this on Friday. This being on a Thursday that we're doing the video recording because we got NFL pregame tonight. So with all that, we're going to say our goodbyes. And for Ernie, who's sitting behind the desk, and Felix sitting on top of the desk, and yours truly, all three of us are saying thank you for watching World Sports News with Ernie. But for now, we're over and out.